Richard, hard to know where to start with that game. Fantastic victory for the team. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it was. We don't do anything easy, do we, at Halifax? I don't think the game was particularly of the best quality. I thought both teams made a hatful of errors, some forced. I thought when Simon come off the bench, he forced a load of errors with his D. He was really good, and Brandon Moore and a couple of other people were digging in the contact area, which was really good. But I thought our skill level was down, if I'm being honest, on where it probably needs to be at this time of year. That said, we needed to score, didn't we, with 6-7 minutes to go, and Shane Grady probably didn't have his best game for us, come up with the goods at the right time, and that's what it's about. It's about taking your opportunities when you need to, and we did that. We've got a fantastic team, and I'm really proud to be associated with them, and I'm looking forward to this week, because we've got another tough game this week. We haven't done anything yet. We've got to keep our feet on the ground.
And like you mentioned, particularly in the second half, skill levels weren't perhaps at the best from either side. How much of today's victory was down to the character of the team and that sort of thing?
100%, that's what it was. It was down to the team spirit, the work ethic, and we spoke about that in the week. We spoke about the difference between us and some of the other teams around who've got good team spirits, but there's something a little bit different with this group. But we've got to make sure that we understand what it is that we've got and how we can, influence that on games. I think we did that really well today. Our character was really good, as you said, and that's testament to the players. We had a couple of blips though, didn't we, defensively, which was completely out of character. That's probably the nerves, the tension and the occasion of the game. Some players made the incorrect decisions at times in the game. But as I said earlier, when we needed to, we did it. But yeah, it was a tough game as well. It wasn't. Toulouse didn't roll over, and I didn't think they would do. They really give it to us. Even at the end, when they were wishing to kick off a game, and they probably just need one more victory. They look like they wanted it today. However, we look like we wanted it more.
Talk us through your thought process when we were a point behind. I think it was in that second half when Kerala put over that penalty goal, and late in the game when we were chasing it. What's going through your mind at that point?
Well, there's a couple of things. You're trying to think about plays. You're trying to think what individuals can do, what their strengths are, what plays you can do, what individuals you've got out on the field, what individuals you need to get on the field. James Saltonstall, who's been one of our best performers all year, was carrying an hamstring strain, and I just thought with Jonathan Ford and Bartow's kicking game, and the game was in the balance. They've undone us with the kicks last time, so we needed to get him off the field because he couldn't quite do his job, tucking in behind. So that was a decision we made. We managed to get Brandon Moore back on the field, who was immense. He took 2 carries in that last set, and that's a measure of a team. When your back's against the wall, he took 2 carries, and also Shane Grady, to be fair, come up with an error and the scrum down, and he took the next carry in, which I really like. So that's all about the character that you're talking about. But we still got to get better. We still got to get better with the ball. Our skill level needs to improve. If we're going to do what we said we were going to do months ago, we'll have to improve.
You mentioned Brandon Moore. Both him and Ben Kay had fantastic games. Talk to us about.
Well, Ben Kay was he didn't enjoy his game last week. He told me he's going to improve on his game this week, and he certainly did. He executed the game plan really well in that first 10-15 minutes, got us around the field. More importantly, he held up what was looked like a certain score. I think it was Rapira, and he got underneath him and held him up, and he's done it on a couple of occasions this time. But again, it was a bit of a blip from us defensively. We've been really good on goal line, but that's what we've got. We've got people who work really hard. If someone makes a mistake, someone will clean up for them. I think as long as you've got that within your group, you don't have to be the most talented, you don't have to be the most skillful. I think that overrides everything. But these players are all of that at the moment.
I know we've got to beat Rochdale next week. How big a game does that become now, and how much is sort of a sense of not overlooking them in terms of...
Well, I always talk about what you've done this week. It is irrelevant if you don't then go and do it next week. Whether that's Toulouse, Toronto, Rochdale, Barrow. We have to back up that performance, and there's areas that we need to improve on, and we'll do that this week. Rochdale will come to try and spoil it, and they'll be coming for the 2 points. They're fighting for their lives, so they're going to be desperate. So we're playing a desperate team. We were a desperate team today though, and we came through, so I've got every confidence that we will do. But we can't drop off. Halifax, we have traditionally dropped off against some of the teams at the bottom of the table. But I'm assured that that won't be the case this week, because there's too much at stake, isn't there?
James?
Have they seen something round your on your goal line defence round the ruck, because there were 3 tries and one that probably should have been a try for?
No, I don't think so. No, I just think it was a couple of individual errors. Again, I think it was the occasion. I just think it can, our concentration levels and trying to over desperate, overly enthusiastic, overly keen. It wasn't. They're not lack of effort scores. They're actually the opposite. So that's something that we'll talk about, and we'll fix up that this week. But that's only happened today. That hasn't happened all season, because the severity of the game is different. So I think that's a blip. In fact, I'm sure it is, and we'll fix that up this week. But Rochdale are a decent attacking team. They are. They've got some threats. They scored a hatful of points against Lee the other week. So we'll need to be better defensively. But attitude-wise, if we can recapture what we had there, our character and our team spirit was 100%.
How close was Simon to not play?
Yeah, he probably, if it wasn't that game, he wouldn't have played. We managed him off the bench as well, so he could get a knee injection, a painkiller injection in his knee. He came off in the warm-up, but give us a thumbs up, I'll be right to play. And he was immense, I thought he was immense. And you need someone like that, don't you? And I thought even bringing him off the bench helped us, as opposed to him starting and then maybe his body not doing the right thing and then going back on. I think we did it the right way this week with Simon. But they all put their hands up. There's a couple of lads carrying knocks there. He certainly put his hand up for the team today.
Cheers, Richard.